Virat, the way Indian team has started and other teams are, I can say they are a bit scared because just now Sri Lankan captain was saying it's very hard, very tough to beat Indian team unless we do something extraordinary. So how does it feel when you hear like this? I mean, captain from the opposite side talking like this.
I think we are playing good cricket. We certainly know that as a team. I don't think you should focus on the negatives when people are, saying negative things about you as a team. Similarly, when you're playing well, I don't think you should look too much into the praise factor as well. As a team, if you can focus on what is happening right and the things that are working for the team, then these things, do not really matter. And as a team, we do not focus on these things. We try to maintain the same kind of intensity and momentum, regardless of how we are playing. But yes, at the moment, we are playing some good cricket, but that doesn't mean that we play with arrogance as a team. We respect every opposition the same way, and we intend to play the same kind of cricket against everyone. That's the only way you win a game of cricket, but there are no guarantees. In this sport, anyone can upset anyone on their given day, and this tournament being the top 8 teams in the world, you certainly cannot even think of taking anyone lightly. So all I can say is, as a team, we just want to focus on what we can do right and the things that are working for us.
Thank you, sir. Sydney.
Virat, question specific to Hardik Pandya. Unlike question about Hardik Pandya, say unlike Rohit or yourself, he's not a genuine batsman or a genuine bowler. He's a bit of both, more an impact player, confidence player. So as a captain, how do you handle him?
Well, he's he's a real asset to Indian cricket, I would say. It's very hard to find a guy who can, almost touch 140 Ks and who strikes the way he strikes the ball, and he can bat, through the innings as well. We saw that in the practice game. So if you give him 16, 17 overs to bat, he can do that job for you as well. He's played a few good innings in the first-class circuit as well, really seeing off the new ball in testing conditions. So, it's very hard to find people with that kind of ability. And once you have a player like that, you need to make sure that, he's always committed, always motivated to give his 100% for the team. And that comes naturally to Hardik, so you don't need to motivate him any further in any other way. And as I said, is a real asset for Indian cricket, and people should appreciate his skill and what he brings to the table. A lot of people focus on a lot of other things with Hardik, which I don't think should be anyone else's problem. He has his own journey and he's finding his own way. And if he gets the kind of support that a player like him should get, I think he can go down as one of the most accomplished Indian cricketers in times to come, because he's a fit guy. He's superb in the field, superb with the ball, brilliant with the bat. So, as I said, very hard to find a guy like that, and the kind of balance he brings into the team is priceless, and that was on display the other day.
Thank you, sir.
Virat, a couple of points. Did you like any of us? We were doing a bit of bowling over there. Did you like us?
I didn't see long enough. I didn't see.
We were hoping that you'd see a bit. Coming back to the Pakistan match, the win, was it a sort of emotional high? You play with a lot of passion in the middle, but when you are off the field, of course, you seem very, very calm. Was that emotional high for you and the team? And is it a little flat after that?
Not at all. We are just, excited to be here in this tournament and be playing against the top teams in the world. Starting off with Pakistan, as I said, the environment around the game is very, exciting. As cricketers, we treat the game the same way, and we know wherever we play, there are going to be big crowds. Indian fans really like to travel and support the team, and we see that everywhere in the world. So the environment is not going to change much, especially if the team starts winning. Then the buzz obviously gets bigger and bigger. So I don't see the environment getting flat after the first game. I think there's only more excitement among the fans because they expect the team to play well, and when you start like that, they get even more involved. They make even bigger plans. More people come in, more friends fly in. So those sort of things happen. So I think as cricketers playing for India, anywhere in the world, you get a good environment to play in. and one should cherish that and seize the opportunity. But it's very important how you play as a team as well. If you play exciting cricket, then obviously people come in and create that environment for you. So as I've said before, it's a give and take. I don't see the environment changing too much.
Thank you, sir.
Virat, after the last match, you said we need to improve your fielding. What exactly did you do, and how do you rate Sri Lanka as a side overall?
As I said, it's top 8 teams in the world. Sri Lanka, in ICC tournaments, they've done really well. If you see their record over the years, they've always been a side that, is always either reached semis or close to, reaching the semis, and they've reached finals as well. So they have got talented players in their team, no doubt about that. They're a young team as well. They're going through a transition phase, but they have the sort of players that can, deliver match-winning performances on their day. Apart from that, the fielding aspect, yes, I felt that, maybe starting the tournament and having done so well with the bat, I think the guys wanted to bring in that extra energy, and sometimes, just starting off the tournament, creating momentum as a team, you can misfield a few and you can get overexcited. There can be lapses as well, especially when the team is 7 or 8 down and you know that the game's going to get done soon. The complacency can come in. I'm not sure if it did, but that could be another factor. But we've addressed those things and asked the guys to be ruthless and finish games off, because the teams that bat deep, they can get a 60-70 run partnership even in the end if there's a lapse in the field. So in a tournament like this, I think you need to plug those holes, and as I said, we've identified that. We're going to work hard as a team today in the fielding drills and improve that aspect going forward.
Thank you, sir. Last five.
Virat, a question regarding Ashwin. Like a champion performer, had a great test season, and after that it's purely combination, and Jadeja has done really well and he fits in the combination. As a player, all champion performers have their egos. So how does the captain come in, and what do you tell someone who has been probably the #1 spinner in the world for the past 12 months? So what do you tell him when you leave him out?
Well, Ashwin is, a high-class bowler, everyone knows that. And he's very professional as well. He understood the dynamic of the side that we picked in the last game, and he was absolutely fine with it. He just, he told me, I support you, whatever you want to do, and that's always been our equation. We've had no we do have disagreements on bowling plans and all those sort of things, because he's a very smart guy and he has his own plans in place. All those things happen, but in this case where team selection and all these things come into play, he's very professional. He understands what the team demands, and that's a very, very nice thing and a beautiful thing about him, that he always puts the team first. And he was the first guy who said, I have no problems with the kind of combination that you're going in with.
Thank you, sir. Last four.
Virat, when you're batting through the middle, sort of 25, 30 overs like it was against Pakistan, who decides when to take on the bowlers if you're having a long partnership? How do you go about deciding it, you or Rohit, or whoever's batting in the middle?
It really depends on who's striking the ball better at that particular phase of the innings. You get to know that as a batsman, who's in a better mindset to take on the bowlers at the moment, who is more clear in their head in terms of getting the boundaries where they want to. So we communicate immediately, I'm feeling better, so I'm going to take on this bowler, and you bat through, and then we switch roles, like what happened between me and UV. Although UV and me, could not communicate for long enough, because he started from very early in his innings, and his intent was pretty clear. So, I only had to take over after he got out. But in a long partnership, as you mentioned, you get a feel of the game through the overs. There comes a span of 2-3 overs where you understand when a guy is shifting gears and you need to play the second fiddle to him. So it's pretty easy. For guys watching outside, they might think, there's too much communication, but you sense it. As cricketers who've played for so long, you sense where the game is heading and who's in a better position to strike.
Thank you, sir. Last three.
Virat, in your own words, you mentioned that your 11 against Pakistan was pretty much keeping in mind the opposition. So looking at Sri Lanka, what kind of a combination are you looking to go ahead with?
We still haven't spoken about the combination. We're going to do that now at practice. again, we're going to look at how their batsmen to react to different bowlers and all those sort of things, and then we decide on the combination.
Thank you. Last two. Sir.
Virat, Mohammad Shami didn't play the last game. Was that just a tactical selection in terms of the combination you wanted, or is he still feeling his way back in after injury a little bit?
See, Shami hasn't played 50-over cricket for a long time, and I'm glad he bowled really well in the first few practice games. But I felt that Umesh, Bhuvi and Bumrah had much more match practice and the performances to back that up in the last few series that we play. A bowler like Shami will always be in your setup because we know about his abilities, and he's a sort of a guy who can win you games in any form of cricket. So yeah, he's feeling his way back into the groove, and he's certainly an asset. If God forbid something happens to someone, then we already have another guy who's ready to strike and who's proven himself. So this just shows our bench strength.
Virat, in the last match, you had to take two important but slightly unpleasant decisions. One was leaving out Ashwin, and second, sending Hardik in place of MS. How hard were the decisions now looking back?
Not hard at all. As I said, it's very hard for people watching outside, but the kind of understanding we have within the team, it's difficult to explain. We have a lot of respect among the players and trust among the players, and there's no issues whatsoever. I mean, I'm not saying this because I want to make it sound good, but if you guys ever end up experiencing the changing room environment, you will understand what I'm saying, that there's absolutely total transparency, and everyone respects and understands what we decide to do as a team. So I think that's a beautiful thing to have, and all the guys, as I said, trust each other and believe in each other. As I said, it wasn't hard because I knew that the guys are going to understand. So if people react to it differently, then it becomes an issue. But if everyone's supportive of it, then you have no issues at all.
Thank you, sir. We'll take one and Delhi, please.
एक ज़माना था कि विकेट ग्रीन होती थी तो लोग सोचते थे कि हमारी आंखें पीली हो रही है, लेकिन अब ज़माना बदल गया है कि विकेट ग्रीन है कि तो हमारी बॉलिंग देखते हुए दूसरों की आंखें पीली हो जाती है. ये बदलाव के बारे में क्या कहोगे?
अच्छा लगता है सर, काफ़ी अच्छा लगता है कि हमारे पास अब ऐसे सिर्फ एक दो नहीं 4-5 बॉलर्स ऐसे हैं जो कभी भी गेम को बदल सकते हैं अपनी स्किल से, और इस चीज़ से बैट्समैन को बहुत कॉन्फिडेंस मिलता है क्योंकि आपको पता है कि आपके बॉलर्स अच्छी बॉलिंग करके देंगे, और एज बैट्समैन आपने अगर अच्छी बैटिंग कर दी तो मैच आपकी तरफ ज़रूर आएगा. स्पेशली मैं बोलूँगा टेस्ट क्रिकेट में, वनडे क्रिकेट और T20 में बैटिंग से आप आउटराइटली मैच जिता सकते हैं, बट आई थिंक टेस्ट क्रिकेट में वो बहुत बड़ा डिफरेंस होगा क्योंकि जहां आपके बॉलर्स ने एक दिन में अच्छी बॉलिंग कर दी, फिर एज अ बैटिंग यूनिट आपके पास और टाइम मिल जाता है मैच को कैपिटलाइज करने का, और फिर आप उन पर ट्रस्ट करते हैं कि उस सेकेंड इनिंग में भी डिलीवर करेंगे क्योंकि उनके फिटनेस लेवल्स ऊपर जा चुके हैं. तो आई थिंक हम बहुत अच्छी पोजीशन में हैं अभी, और इन बॉलर्स का ग्राफ ऊपर ही जाने वाला है जितना मुझे समझ है गेम की और जितना मैंने इनको देखा है. तो आई विश देम ऑल द बेस्ट, और होपफुली वो मैच विनिंग परफॉर्मेंसेस देते रहेंगे इंडिया के लिए. लेकिन बहुत अच्छा लगता है जब हम दूसरे बैट्समैन हमारे बॉलर्स के अगेंस्ट भी थोड़ा इंटिमिडेटेड फील करते हैं, तो काफ़ी अच्छी फीलिंग आती है.
Thank you.
थैंक्स.
Thank you, everyone.